Hey guys, welcome back to Convo Breaker Geek Podcast, the podcast that disappears for a while and then comes back with a masterful effect and fun, and I ran out of codes. But here's Mario with me as always, and I'm Luis, and we're here to talk about the news that we skipped in about maybe 4 or 5 years already.
There's a bunch of stuff, but we're going to only talk about the juicy stuff. So this is episode 40.
Episode 40?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because, first off, I want to apologize. There's a bunch of shit that I have not seen. I still have not seen The Punisher.
Okay.
I have not seen Stranger Things. I have not seen Justice League. I have not seen The Gifted. I have not seen The Runaways. I have not seen, oh my god, there's just so much shit I have not seen.
So this is what happened. Mario got evicted from his place and moved under a rock.
Did I mention Punisher?
Yeah, you said no.
Wait, but have you seen any of those things?
Okay, so we both got evicted, and now we were living under a rock. So now we're back, so to speak. We moved from a rock. We moved from a rock to a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Now you're able to put Wi-Fi on those cardboard boxes, and
True.
That's what we're doing here right now.
And then it sucks too, because Star Wars just came out 2 days ago, and it's hard to avoid the Star Wars spoilers, so I'm avoiding Facebook for the next 5-6 days. But I'm gonna watch it Wednesday. But which is cool. I didn't want to talk about Star Wars this podcast anyways, because it just came out and no one's gonna listen to it because everyone's trying to avoid the Star Wars spoilers. So if we talk about Star Wars, if you can see it sometime next week, we'll either do a Star Wars episode, maybe the last week of the year or next week, because I'm off actually. I already told you I'm off 2 weeks, so we can do the podcast anytime, and we'll probably end up doing it the last week, the last show. We'll talk about Star Wars for the year. But for this episode is mainly going to be about two things. Of course, with some other news in between, but Infinity War and Disney buying Fox, because those are the two biggest things, and that'll give everybody a break from the Star Wars shit. Because if you keep up with geek news like I do, it's hard to get away from Star Wars right now. That's all it is everyone's talking about Star Wars. So I know a lot of people are trying to avoid stuff, so this will be a breather to talk about Infinity War again and, Disney buying Fox, because there's a lot of details people don't know about that stuff. And then speaking of that, how I was apologizing for all the shit I haven't seen, there's a podcast I listen to that they do geek stuff too. And they were actually talking about the same problem, that these past 2 months have been insane with geek stuff coming out. Like, for us, we should be doing reviews for stuff, and we tried it for a while, but it's hard to keep up with everything. The same with these guys. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos for Mr. Sunday Movies on YouTube. Okay, well, he's one of the hosts for that podcast, and he has to do a trailer breakdown, and he has to do Easter egg videos every time stuff comes out. And he said that he was exhausted. He was stuck in his house for like a week, and he was trying to keep up with everything. So he was apologizing for shit that he couldn't make videos for, because, dude, we got pummeled with new trailers, shows were coming out, dude, insane. So much news came out, dude, fucking crazy. So,
but of course they get paid for all that.
Yeah, they get paid.
So,
I mean, not a lot, but those guys still have regular jobs. But yeah, they're much better off than we are when it comes to the podcast and YouTube vids. But okay, let's do this. Disney bought Fox on Thursday.
Yes, they did. Well, they did buy certain parts of Fox.
They bought the movie studio.
The movie studio specifically
for $52
billion.
Now, it's funny, man, because I was thinking, imagine being the guy who fucking signed the check, right?
Yes.
Or being in that room, with the deal. Dude, you fucking... I can't fathom this, dude. You're Disney, right? Dude, you fork out $52 billion to buy another studio, and you're still fucking banking, dude. Then again, all that's going to come back and, you're going to get a return on it.
Yeah, I mean, you
but
make up...
still...
I mean, I don't know if if the deal goes in, you just automatically disburse $52 billion, or it gets broken up into different...
Oh, like payments and shit. Yeah, well, not payments, but little chunks at a time. No, I think it's all in one hit, because you see, when that happens, you're gonna have a change in personnel too. Mm-hmm. So what happens is you use some of that money as severance pay for when you get, because whenever a company gets bought out, you're gonna get your people in there. So there are a lot of, here's one example. Bryan Singer. Mm-hmm. Well, for one, there was a lot of sexual assault allegations that were going on against. I don't want to talk about that, because that's whatever. But the thing was that because of the X-Men stuff or whatever, or just because it was Fox, I don't know if that, I think for the deal was part of the reason that they shut down his part of the studio there at Fox because Disney was already going to buy it. So they're already getting rid of some of these people that they don't need or they really don't have any use for because Disney has their own people. Like now you have Kevin Feige. He's going to be looking over. We have the X-Men back. We have Fantastic Four and Deadpool. So like you don't need anyone else. You don't need someone like Bryan Singer, looking over X-Men now because you have Kevin Feige doing that shit now. So there's no use for him.
So now, are we gonna have a good X-Men movie,
dude? Well, I have actually this here. Let me go through it because I didn't write notes like I usually do. The Disney CEO, right when I think this was either the day after or later on that day after they announced the deal on the Disney website, the CEO clarified that they're gonna already start integrating X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Deadpool into this universe. Like already. Like
dude, I have a wait.
No,
I have a nerdgasm right now.
Yeah, like it's insane. Like I don't know. Well, here's the thing that they're saying. Like if you're gonna try to pull a multiverse effect and use the actors that they already have in X-Men and try to infuse them into the already established cinematic universe, or just do a total recasting. Well, ignoring Fantastic Four because Fantastic Four doesn't even count. But as far as X-Men goes, because X-Men has been its own franchise for the past like 10 plus years or whatever. So they're already gonna start doing that. One of the main ones that they want to bring in is Fantastic Four. So I'm assuming they're going to start making plans for something to come out right after Avengers 4. Because that's when that universe is basically going to start to change. So that's already a go.
I wouldn't mind, dude. I wouldn't mind something like, because I haven't been keeping up with that, but I've been seeing that they have a rich storyline for Old Man Logan. I wouldn't mind that freaking Hugh Jackman doing his part again.
I'm glad you brought that up. So here's the sad part about that. When as soon as the deal went through, of course, because Hugh Jackman right now is doing promo for his new movie, The Greatest Showman, about it's a musical about the circus or whatever, and Barnum Bailey or whatever, and he was getting that question because the acquisition was happening while he's doing the fucking press junkets for that, and what he said was that it sucked. I'm not quoting him, but everyone was saying this, and this was part of what he said too, was that it sucks that he ended with Logan right before this fucking deal goes through, because the whole time he was saying, before Logan came out, he was saying, look, I'll stick to Wolverine if you can get me in there with the Avengers. None of us thought it was gonna fucking happen. None of us thought. But what's funny was that earlier this year, Stan Lee predicted that. He said, well, maybe he had some info or some ears in, but I mean, he's not really working as close with Marvel as he was before. But he said that he had faith that, that Marvel was going to get X-Men and Fantastic Four back. And I was like, you're a crazy old man. I was like, that's not going to fucking happen. And he said that he had a feeling that it was going to happen soon. Now, going back to the whole Hugh Jackman thing, he said that ship has sailed, unfortunately, and that time has passed for him. To as much as he wanted to do it and as much that he knows this was going on, that it already,
I'm pretty sure, though. That's cool. Yes, this whatever shit. But I don't know how much he made for doing Logan. I don't know if he took
took a pay cut.
Yeah, I don't know if he did. But if you could just maybe, because I know the one actor that I know banks on his Marvel appearance is RDJ.
Oh, yeah.
He makes millions of dollars. I'm pretty sure if you offer him a contract just like you're doing to RDJ, he's probably going to say yes.
But, and that's even if they do, because here's the tricky part, that whole thing with Wolverine and stuff. Okay, so like we were saying, X-Men already is an established franchise. Now we have the X-Men rights back. You have a new X-Men movie coming out next year, Phoenix movie. I forgot what it's called. Only because I don't care about the movie. But you have that one coming out. Then you have New Mutants coming out next year too, which I'm excited for that one. They're already working on a sequel for New Mutants. Mm-hmm. So you have all these X-Men movies coming out. Deadpool 2. Then you have X-Force that they're supposed to be working on too. Gambit to their work. So you have all these characters already there. And now that they have it, now that Disney has these movies, one of two things can happen. That you can either release them and then reboot them, or release them and have Disney take control of them from there, integrate them into the MCU, and then change it with a multiverse story. Because, that's what you can do. Now, going back to Hugh Jackman, one, I guess we can now say never because I didn't think Disney was gonna buy, and that especially this quick too was such a surprise. Talks started going on sometime around Thanksgiving. That's when the talks started. So I was keeping an eye on it, and then fucking less than a month later, they acquired him. So so back to what I was gonna say is it wouldn't be a long shot to at least have Hugh Jackman cameo as Wolverine. Like, dude, even a cameo, he doesn't even have to have a big part. Like we were saying, like, or even like they were saying cameo as Old Man Logan, and because I mean Deadpool's gonna have to deal with time traveling too. They announced that I don't know if we talked about this last episode. I think we did, that they want to make an X-23 movie and follow, her picking up where she left off. So I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen, and one thing that I thought about too was bringing Hugh Jackman back. I would like to see, if they did this, I would love to see James Marsden back as Cyclops, because I thought his Cyclops was awesome, and I don't like how he was killed off in X-Men 3. Yeah. That's when Bryan Singer left to do Superman Returns. I don't know if you know about that, but that sucked, because he did X-Men 1, X-Men 2, left. Some other guy, I forgot who came on.
Just chopped up the whole franchise.
Was it Matthew Vaughn? I don't remember who it was. I think, yeah. So from there, then when he came back, I think he didn't direct it, but he had a say in Days of Future Past, which was a good movie. First Class. Matthew Vaughn did First Class, I think. But anyways, so they started to get X-Men back on track. So the thing is, like, how they're gonna do it, when they're gonna start making announcements to how they're gonna start bringing them in. It's just fucking crazy, because for sure Fantastic Four, we're going to get a legit Fantastic Four now. Now you can have Doctor Doom as a villain in the MCU. I mean, if anything, he could be the next big villain, dude, because Doctor Doom, like, fucking, now we can have Galactus. I mean, there's a lot of big storylines where people are guessing that, Infinity War was one. I mean, Thanos is one of the big guys. Well, who's the next one up besides that? Galactus. Dude. You have the Fantastic Four in there. You know, it's all about getting the ultimate nullifier and getting Galactus away. And then with that, dude, you have Silver fucking Surfer. James Gunn was saying that he had interest in, and I think a while back, doing a Silver Surfer movie. So now they have the rights. It's fucking possible. I mean, you can cross Silver Surfer in there with the Guardians of the Galaxy, bring them in, dude. It's just, the fucking possibilities now are insane. Yeah, and also, too, it's crazy because they're already making plans for that now, dude. Like, right now, as we speak, they're fucking making plans to how they're going to do it, and for sure it's going to be after Avengers 4.
So it's a bad time to die. If you die, you die tomorrow, you suck.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna, I mean...
You suck.
I mean, that's gonna... fuck, dude. Like, even this coming year, I mean, it's gonna be insane because we're gonna have Deadpool 2... which is now... and also, too, talking about more good news, is the CEO also said that now they're considering making a part of Disney that's going to be like an adult version. Yeah. So that he doesn't have any plans to change Deadpool from rated R. So Deadpool is going to stay rated R, which is now pretty awesome because you're going to have Disney's hand with Kevin Feige taking control of these characters that we've all wanted to see like in good shape, like for example Fantastic Four, and now you're gonna be able to keep them the way they are. So Deadpool, it's easy to cross him because we don't know what fucking timeline he's in. So you can cross him in with the Avengers. I mean, I'm not saying Avengers gonna turn rated R because of Deadpool, but even if Deadpool's doing his own stuff and he keeps on, maybe if they finish the trilogy for Deadpool, he's still going to be rated R even with Disney. Because a lot of people were kind of worried about that, but no, it's not going to change.
Well, they can, like, I'm having ideas right now, but, like, they can always do something, like, where, like, he's about to cuss or say something, like, mother! And something explodes.
Well, they do. The Avengers kind of did that. Well, I mean, Spider-Man did that, too. Well, even talking about Spider-Man Homecoming, like, Spider-Man, I actually just saw it recently because I bought a copy of it on Black Friday. They say stuff that's kind of inappropriate for a Disney movie, but they made it in. Like, there's even Thor Ragnarok when they're talking about the orgies, and I was like, dude, if you take a kid,
what's an orgy?
Yeah, exactly. So like, you talk, but it's mature though. So like, you have that, and then you have Spider-Man. I don't know what they. Oh, there's a game that the students are playing, saying that they don't say fuck, they say F though. So it'd be like, who would you fuck from the Avengers? Who would you kill and who would you marry? So they're playing that game in the Spider-Man movie. But that was in there. But I mean, they're high school kids.
Yeah.
But still, like, you can see hints of what Disney can do and can get away with. But I mean, now that because they know what Fox has. Like, okay, even let's stop talking about X-Men and Fantastic Four and all that. Aside from that, dude, the other properties they now own Predator. And there's a new Predator movie coming out.
Don't they own the rights for the first 3 Star Wars movies?
Yes, now we'll talk about that too. Now they own Alien. They own Avatar. Well, my Alien, one of my favorite freaking movies. So now Disney owns them. They own what was the other? They own Kingsman now.
Kingsman. Oh.
So that's like rated like, and actually they're supposedly working on part 3 for that one. So I mean, so Disney now owns all this shit. And then Star Wars. So now they own the rights to the original, and now everyone's saying, well, now we can see the original cuts because the ones that were released by Disney, they didn't have the rights to the original cuts because Fox had the original cuts. So the ones that we got, they were extended cuts, and I have them on Blu-ray. I think it was the ones that I let you borrow.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You're probably not familiar with how the cuts changed because you weren't familiar with the original ones. But there's CGI that was added into them that like it stands out. You could tell. And there's just a bunch of shit that they changed and nobody likes them. So now there's a chance that those can get re-released the way they're supposed to. So going back to the acquisition, do you know why that happened? A lot of people don't know. A lot of people were there. A lot of people's main reason for it happening or think that it happened was because they wanted the rights to X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Deadpool. Which
I mean, it doesn't sound like It doesn't sound like that would be the reason.
Well, a lot of people thought that was the reason. A lot of people thought that it was mainly because they wanted to actually have. Because I mean, think about how much you can bank if you get all those guys back.
Yeah, but still, like to fork out $52 billion just for those 3.
Well, you get extra shit though.
Well, yeah, but like still, like that wouldn't make financial sense.
This was the real reason for. Well, I guess me and you understand it, but a lot of people didn't understand it. So episodes back, we briefly talked about how Disney was going to start a streaming service.
Yes.
So what happened was the higher ups in Disney were talking. They're all like, "Hey, look, in order for us to get with the times, in order for us to expand more with our content, we need to take we need to be a player in the streaming services because now they wanted to get in on what Netflix was doing, Apple, Hulu. Now everyone's coming out with this.
Now that you're talking about that, I think Fox had a stake in Hulu.
Yeah, they do. My sister works for Hulu, and she said that they had a meeting now that Disney owns a huge stake of they have that stake now. So this was the thing. So the thing was that they wanted to start a streaming service, which we talked about, which was fine. Now they were gonna have all the Disney stuff. That's when I think we had the conversation about if the Netflix Marvel series are going to move to the Disney streaming service. So now we're like, oh, now we're going to lose the Punisher being rated R, which now we know that's not going to be an issue. But so the thing was, this was the thing, that in order for them to compete with these guys, they needed more content. And in order for them to get more content, they needed to buy something. So one of the things, I mean, who's one of the biggest studios there is that has, franchises up the ass is going to be Fox. So they were the one that, and Fox doesn't have a streaming service, so it didn't fucking matter. So like, look, we buy Fox, our catalog for streaming shit is going to boom. Yeah. So now we can easily lay out Apple, we can lay out Hulu, we can lay out Netflix. Like now Netflix is in one of those positions where once Disney comes out with this streaming service, Netflix is going to kind of be in trouble because they're going to have a whole bunch of shit. And now there's going to be a lot of shit that Netflix isn't going to be able to show because Disney's going to have the exclusive rights to it because they own it now. So now if they have a streaming service, why are they going to share that with anybody?
Exactly.
So the whole point to this was streaming content, and we got lucky because it just happened to be where like us nerds only saw that, oh, it was the fucking X-Men Fantastic Four, like that's all we saw, which was fucking sweet. Like that's like a cherry on the fucking top. But the whole thing was streaming content. Dang. So now I think they're gonna have like I guess they're gonna have segregated content where you're gonna have like Disney for kids, then you're gonna have Disney for adults, and then where that leaves Fox now. Oh, excuse me. So we just said it earlier that they bought the Fox movie studios. So now Fox is exclusively news and sports. That's what they are now. They're not going to deal with anything else. That's all they're left with.
They're still your outright media.
Exactly, yeah. So, also too, speaking of media, they, in the acquisition, not only that they buy the movie studios, but they bought the TV channels. So they own Fox, they own FX, FXX, and there's one more. I don't remember what the other one was, but they own the channels now. So now they own The Simpsons. Family Guy's now under there too, and now this was the weird thing too is now they have Gotham.
Oh,
so
what?
Which is really fucking weird because there was a whole article about that. I didn't read about it, but yeah. So now they have Gotham under there.
So they have it
which is really weird.
They have they basically have what Fox had for them on the basically the TV rights, I guess.
Yeah.
For that series.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Okay. So.
Well, yeah, because it was weird because you had all the DC shows on the WB. Well, the CW, which is owned by Warner Brothers, so you have it makes sense. You have all the DC, but yeah, the same thing. So they for some reason had the rights to make a show for Gotham on Fox that's not even Warner Brothers related, which is weird to me. But then they also have the Titans show coming out, I think on FX. Oh wait, not FX, TNT. I don't know what the fuck. It's another channel, so it doesn't matter. But they're not owned by whatever. So anyways. Yeah, Gotham was one of the ones that just got pulled under there. So
what? That's
weird. So now they own the
rights, the TV rights.
The TV rights for that, yeah.
Wow,
so and I don't
insane.
know. Well, what's weird was that another thing that pushed this through was that Comcast, which is NBC, and I don't know what else they have, but Comcast, right when this whole thing was going on, they put in a bid to buy Fox, and Disney's not like, nah, fuck these guys, right? Like we want it because Comcast is also internet service too, so I wouldn't be surprised if they would have had some. They have some streaming thing too. I think they do.
Yeah, they do. They do. They own. Oh my god, I was watching the net neutrality kind of thing, and
we gotta talk about that too.
Yeah, which sucks.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Well, it hasn't gone through yet. We still have a chance to.
Well, no. The vote already happened on December 14th.
Well, the vote happened, but there's still it's going to Congress now.
It goes into okay. So this is how it is. FCC voted now.
Bastards.
Yeah, bastard.
Yeah,
G-Pie.
We can say that they don't own us.
Yeah. Fuck you, a
Disney
G-Pie.
owns us.
Fuck you, a G-Pie.
They acquired us. No, but
part of Disney. No, yeah. So the vote went on 14th.
Oh, also to Disney, if you want to buy us, you can buy us.
Yeah, you can
$20
buy us. $20. That's all we need. Yeah.
Anyways, now and then.
And $20. And not 20 billion.
No, just $20.
Just $20. 10 apiece.
Yeah, 10.
So the vote went on the 14th of December. So now it goes on the there's this thing called the digital regulations, something like that, or a registrar or registry or something like that. I heard. So it's like any law. Once it goes there, there's I think a period of 60 or 90 days before it goes into effect. Now, when it does, people can sue, people can file lawsuits.
Which people are lining up to.
Yeah, like corporations or they're gonna file suit, and then that's gonna push the process back. But it's either they can buy us time. To see what we can figure out, because I heard California already adopting rules so that they can protect their net neutrality, but you got to remember California's a democratic, it's a blue state. Texas, we're a red state, so it's kind of like they're gonna back whatever the Republicans say, so that sucks for us. What ends up happening is that now, what's gonna happen is that a lot of okay. I know you've never been to Mexico, but the internet in Mexico sucks. Okay. So they charge you for you want to go into Facebook? It's gonna be so slow unless, of course,
you fork out
some money. You want to go into Instagram and upload your pictures?
I heard about that. I wasn't too I didn't really understand it, but I knew that. Yeah.
So their packages basically include data for different applications. You want to play Clash of Clans? You have to fork out
that game. I remember I was on that game for a while.
Yeah, you with your Marvel game.
Dude, I play it every fucking day.
Yeah, you want to play that game and be smooth? You got to pay me maybe $1 more a month. You want to do that? Yeah. And it gives them control over all that. I mean, it basically restricts what you want to see. I mean, I don't want to say restrict, but it puts a price on it.
What's crazy is that I saw that there was a lot of companies who they don't want to do that to their customers. So they don't want to micromanage that shit, because let's say you have me and you, right? We have internet service, right? Mm-hmm. So then this goes through, and then now the internet providers are telling us, hey, so we don't want to do this, but now if you want to do this and this, we're gonna have to charge you more and more. They don't want to do that, because I have a feeling that if that happens, they're gonna start to lose business. I don't think people are gonna. I really don't think it's gonna be one of those things where, like, no, fuck that. Like, it's.
I have a theory on that, and don't quote me on this. I don't know if it's true. Before, because this is not a recent fight. There's this net neutrality thing. It's been going on for a while, and one of the major supporters was Netflix at the time. They were like really big advocates of
some of them flipped though.
Yeah, on net neutrality. Now Netflix right now, according to them, they're on our side. Protect net neutrality, but they've been awfully quiet on that. So you might have remembered that a few months back Netflix raised up their prices, and people still subscribe to them. You could have used that we're providing more content. Therefore we merit a higher increase. Now this is what could happen. Let's say you're an internet provider, and you go to Netflix, and you're like, all right, Netflix, let's make a deal. I won't throttle your broadband, but you have to pay me so much a month. Mm-hmm. And Netflix like, well, if I don't do that, my line is gonna go down. Like my shitty service is gonna be shitty.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Netflix is shitty, but my service will be shitty. And so they'll be like, okay, all right, so I'll pay you $500 million, and you just let my content go through the fast lane. Boom. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean for us? Higher prices on subscriptions. Yeah. And as you see, people are still willing to pay those fees, because it only amounts to maybe like $2-3 a month.
Yeah, but you see, when you start to do it to everything, that it adds up. Like let's say, because like me, now I have a Netflix account. Then you have let's say you want to watch the Hulu exclusive. You have a Hulu account. Mm-hmm. You have a Apple Music. I have Amazon Prime or Amazon Music, so that has its own TV shows and streaming there too. All that you're gonna pay extra.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen is that. Okay, so I guess one of the things that we can rescue from all this is that competition is going to go wild between the service providers like Netflix, Hulu, and all that, because now people are going to be like, I can't afford to have, all 5 of them. Yeah. So now what they're going to do is, all right, so let's just pick one, Hulu. And then Hulu's going to be like, okay, so I'm charging $17 an hour, $17 a month. This is mine. So it's going to spur up competition on that. But the other part is that you're going to be missing out on stuff that you really want to see. Now, there's another thing, like if you do gaming, like I do.
Oh, yeah, they were talking about
they're just like, what do you do? I mean...
Yeah, that was a big thing, too, that there was this whole article about gamers and, like, what are we going to do once that, But there was also, too, if you guys don't want that to happen, because it's not too late. The thing passed, and I think it went to Congress, right? That's
so you
can still
you call your
representative. Yeah,
you call your representative in Congress and tell them, hey, yo, motherfucker, I don't want this fucking piece of shit at G Power with a stupid ass mug, which I hate that mug with a passion. I don't want his shit to pass. I don't want his fucking Verizon ass representative ass to fucking dictate what I can see online.
Yeah.
And just call him and let him know. Of course, you don't have to be so vulgar about it, but just tell him, hey, you know what? I pick you. You work for me, and I just want you to tell you that I'm not in favor of that.
And basically everybody has to do that. Like there was some one of my friends posted a text number that you can do and then text to do it too. But basically all you do is just Google and do your our Texas representative or whatever, and have them, because I mean it's all about what we want, and if everyone does it, because there's still time to fight it.
I was checking this guy. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't. It was just a random video of this guy who actually took the time to
explain.
No. Get a video of himself calling his representative.
Oh, no shit.
A lot of representatives, they didn't want to take calls, but he made up a journal like on the spot, like, oh yeah, my name is so and so from journal, whatever gaming journal. And it wasn't even like a legit one. It's like, oh yeah, I guess I have some time in my agenda. So he started, he wasn't being vulgar. He started asking questions. He's like, so I heard that a G Pie is trying to do is, what would be the repercussions of me or us, up and coming journal, online journal, because we do our journaling strictly online, having to compete with juggernauts like I guess established journalism online. And he touched up on some points, but it was really vague, because he said, oh yeah, we just need to see what the proposal is, we like it, we want to support it, and we just want to know what it takes. Yeah, I don't want that shit. I just want to know what's it gonna be? Like, what am I doing? How is it gonna impact? Like, because from what I heard, a lot of like slow business, up and coming businesses are gonna get fucking wrecked by all that shit.
Yeah. But that's weird because how you were saying that they didn't want to take calls. They have to.
Have to.
They that's what they're there for. They're there to represent us. They need to. Like, it can't be none of that bullshit, like, oh, like, I'm too busy. No, you're not too busy. Like, we're your business. Like, we're your fucking business.
This is, And this is not a red and blue kind of thing. This is not if you're, like, Democrat, liberal, freaking conservative, alt-right, whatever. Whatever your point is, you really don't want the internet to be restricted like that. Because one thing is to get restricted by your government, and one thing is to get restricted by companies. So, okay... I guess think about it this way: who would you want to restrict? Who would you want to
who would you want to restrict?
The internet, the government, which you have a say and you can control, or companies that have all the money and all the power already. Do you want them to know what you like? Do you want them to dictate what you see and what you don't, or maybe the government? Because I mean, as you see, the internet was like really, really good. I don't know why they started doing all that shit. Like the internet was already good. It was open for everybody.
I know there was a reason. I remember I saw an article. I don't remember what the specific.
Well, like companies were lobbying Verizon.
But there was it had to do with I guess like some security thing, and I really don't know. But it was, I don't know, it was. But anyways, it's not too late to fucking do that. But that's a good conversation to have because I'm glad you brought it up. I almost forgot about bringing that up. But I mean, like Lewis said, just get in contact with your
representative and just tell them, hey, I don't like this. Fuck this.
Yeah, we need to do that too. There was that text number. If I can find it, I'll post it on the Combo Breaker Facebook page.
There's this thing going on too because you could actually, if you went to the site gofccyourself.com, it would take you directly to the part where you can actually submit your comments, and that was directly to the FCC, and a lot of people starting spamming messages, both bad and good. So it got to a point where like 25 million comments were submitted, but then they were saying like some percentage were fake. So
of course, you see, that's the thing that sucks about the internet too, is you have people that fuck shit up. Like sometimes I think like, oh, maybe we fucking deserve it, because like you have that shit. Like, these guys, I mean, even too when you look back at Twitter and the whole thing with the bots and the election, I don't know if you kept up with that, how the Russians got involved, and also even aside from the Russians, where there was basically what it was is even on Facebook
trolls
too. Well, not trolls, it was bots. So basically they were paid bots, right? Who, what they would do is it would be a bot on Twitter who would recognize conversations, and then it would generate to continue a conversation, but to steer it this way based on the words that you were using. So let's say me and you were having a conversation about what was better between Justice League and Avengers, right? It would read words, recognize them, and then let's say it wanted us to side with Justice League, it would start getting involved in the conversation itself, steering us to go to like Justice League.
Kind of like that conversation that SpongeBob had with Patrick with Bubbles, and then Squidward started doing his little cake bubbles.
Oh, I remember.
And then, but kind of like that.
Yeah, kind of like that. Well, it happened on Twitter, and I think it's still going on too. And there was this investigation going on because like it happened on Facebook too. And what happened was that I think I don't know if it was companies, corporations, or political people. They basically what they were doing is they were spamming us, like, and we didn't even know. So specifically on Twitter, it was just bots that were steering shit the wrong way, or maybe causing a stir when there really didn't need to, and it was all fake too. It was just them screwing with us. You know what I mean? Which kind of sucks. And that happens everywhere. Like, me and you, and it's funny to bring up, like, I don't use it anymore anyway, but, it doesn't just happen with political stuff, like, on Twitter. It happened on Facebook with ads. Mm-hmm. It happens on Tinder. It happens on everything, dude. Everything that's connected to the internet, it fucking happens. And it sucks. Because, like, you don't know what's real and what's not real. Well, I mean...
Well, you have to use your better judgment, but, like...
But, I mean, Twitter was one of those things where they were making profiles, dude, where, like, you could not tell that no one knew they were fucking bots, dude. No one knew they were bots until they fucking investigated them.
But it was your right to do so if you wanted to.
To do what?
because the internet was free.
Oh yeah, I know, but what I'm saying was that basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of shit.
It's like real life. If somebody comes into you and say, "Hey kid, you want to buy some candy?" You use your best judgment and you say, "No, I don't."
Yeah, of course, but what if you can't? What I'm saying was that you couldn't tell. Like me and you, let's say we were talking again on Twitter,
no, 'cause this is the thing,
and somebody comes and we're like, "Oh, this guy's cool. Let's talk." But he's fucking with us. Dude, how the internet is one of those things where everyone has a fucking mask on.
Yeah, they have. But okay, so I remember.
And what if you take off the mask and there's nothing fucking there?
Okay, that's creepy.
Exactly.
I remember these posts where they were like, "Oh yeah, Hillary Clinton sold like 30 freaking tons of uranium and shit." I was like, that can't be right. So I went on and I just
research, yeah.
Some
people don't research,
and I was just like, it's kind of bullshit because that was a deal that was already going.
Well, you see, and then too, that dips into trolling because some people will spew fucking. I've seen it before. Like even on when I'm looking at comic book related comments, like people will spew shit out, and you're like, that's not even fucking like that's not true. And some people eat it and be like, oh yeah, like they'll get involved in an argument. I was like, dude, you don't even need to argue with this person. It's fucking fake. But yeah, I know what you're saying. So basically, do your own research and blah blah blah.
Yes. So do your math and solve your own problems basically. But stop with the political shit.
Okay, so
because I mean we all know where we stand. Like I said, this is not a politics show. This is a.
But it does affect.
But it does affect us.
It was good to talk about.
So it was So it does affect. So don't let corporations decide what you want to look. Don't let corporations steer you on the side of whatever they think is right for you, unless they're gonna give you candy.
So speaking of not speaking of this anymore, let's fucking go into the next big chunk of news and let's check out the Infinity War trailer.
Oh really? You saw me typing in the first one?
What were you watching? What were you typing?
I was typing in Ready Player Number 1.
Oh, you wanna? Well, let me mark that down. We'll do that later because
all right.
There's a bunch of random shit that I want to talk about, right? But yeah, we'll do Ready Player 1 too because I want to talk about that. But right now, what we're gonna do is one of the big things that got released too. What was it, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but we're going to talk about the Infinity War trailer. It got released. We're going to do a kind of a breakdown. So what we're going to do is... Let me see that real quick. I'm going to pause it every so often. Well, let me pause it now real quick, actually.
All right. So we see...
Well, no, I wasn't going to do that. Okay. I was going to explain first before it plays. So basically, just a little breakdown, like, point out some of the big things that are going to happen. And also, too, I want to talk about... shows that I haven't been watching. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just started up. Supposedly it's really good. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now are in space, and it has to do with the multiverse now. And supposedly Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to have to deal with the multiverse too, which I hope maybe there's some kind of fucking cameo at the end of one of these movies of an X-Men, Fantastic Four, or fucking...
Dude, you know what? Pick a series.
X-Men.
No, like, but a TV show. Something like that.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, well, we have to do... Because a lot of people, what they do is they do videos and breakdowns. Let's do breakdowns of one of those. Like, we get together and we just dismember the hell out of an episode.
Well, we could do... And I wanted to start doing that now. Like, I think the Infinity War trailer is a good one to start with. Because a lot of people do the breakdowns, but I think it'd be cool to just do it on the podcast. Because me and you right now don't have time to edit and all that bullshit. So we can do it now because I know Speaking of fucking watching this trailer, the Infinity War trailer broke a record for the most watched trailer
Dude,
on YouTube.
I saw
within 24 hours, it was viewed. Let me see. Do you know the number? How many times it was viewed?
Well, no, I don't know, but this one has been viewed 103,152,444.
I don't even know what number you just said, but
yeah, it's right there.
There was I know, but that's 103 million, 150. Oh, 150.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking, but so anyways, it broke the fucking like in 24 hours. We fucking like dude, how many times did you watch it when it came out?
Like 5.
So I'm at work, right, and I was like, oh, they're gonna release it tomorrow, right? Dude, I'm on my break, right? I didn't give a fuck. I put my fucking volume all the way up because it was released while I was at work. And on my break, dude, I fucking turned that shit on. I saw it like 2 or 3 times. Dude.
Yeah, dude, I was on lunch and I was at this restaurant, right? And I was like, holy shit! And then
me too.
People are like, what? What the fuck happened? What happened? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, the Marvel trailer just released, and I swear, like 2 guys from the kitchen straight out just went to my back and were like, dude, play that shit because we want to take a look at that thing. But I saw this meme, right? And it was funny because it's around the time where Justice League came out. So people were saying, yeah, if Marvel were to charge $199 for the trailer, they would already, beat Justice League box office open.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty cool. Let's watch this trailer.
Okay, let's watch this. So I couldn't find the number, but anyways, they broke a record. If you're interested, it's online somewhere. All right, so we're gonna start watching it right here. Nick Fury. Okay, so right here, fucking sick, because you have the Incredible Hulk, well, Bruce Banner. He's in the floor of the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is Doctor Strange's little fucking place. And he's here with Wong, and that's pretty cool, man, because in this movie, you're going to see a lot of characters meeting each other for the first time.
Yeah.
So Hulk's been in space. Hulk and Doctor Strange have never met. I'm assuming this is the first time they meet, because Wong's looking at Doctor Strange like, who the fuck is this guy? So this is going to be, like, fucking cool. So everyone's... The thing that was going around that I heard was that right here...
there's a hole right there.
Yeah, but that he fell from space from whatever happened at the end of Thor Ragnarok. So something happened up there, and I think Bruce Banner or the Hulk got fucking slammed back down to Earth, and this is going to be his first time being on Earth since Age of Ultron. So let's see what's going on here, because it looks like Doctor Strange don't know who the fuck he is. So obviously nothing has started. The team hasn't gotten together yet. But here we go. So Nick Fury's talking, blah blah blah. Vision in human form.
Which is kind of creepy.
Interesting.
Is that an arm from the Hulkbuster?
Yes, that was a Hulkbuster arm, and you saw Bruce Banner working on it. So that was a big thing, because a lot of people were talking, saying like, hey, why is he working on the armor? Is he going to be wearing the armor? Because later on you see a Buster suit. And I actually wanted to do some research for it, and I kept forgetting to do it. But we'll get to that part of the trailer. But yeah, he was working on a Buster arm. And then right here, there's a lot of stupid conversations that were going on about this, like, how come Black Widow's hair is blonde and not red anymore? And people were all like, look, in the comics she was blonde, or blah 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 blah, right? And they were like, no, blah blah blah, like she's always red. Okay, first off, this is the character's name, you jerks. Okay, in the comic there was another Black Widow. Her name was Yelena Belova. She was a Russian too. So because I think, if I'm correct, Natasha is Russian in the comics. I fucking should have known this, but whatever. But Yelena was. So Yelena was another Black Widow. I think she died, and then I think Natasha took over the mantle, if I'm correct. But anyways, for anyone who's was trying to... This guy goes, well, every time I search Black Widow, only a redhead one pops up. Well, no fucking duh, because you're probably searching Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, or whatever, because that's not the Black Widow that it is. It's Yelena. So this is a nod to Yelena. Either... Maybe because I know they're going to be on the run, because her and Cap are still on the run from
Winter Soldier,
from Civil War.
Yeah,
I gotta get those confused
me too.
So Civil War, and maybe she takes on another persona. Maybe she's gonna go by the name Yelena. If she does,
that would be cool.
Yeah, if she does, that's gonna be a hardcore fucking Easter egg. Yeah, for the comics. So no one's mentioned that, so I'm glad that I was probably one of the first ones to fucking say that. So the Avengers are taking turns talking, saying what Nick Fury said about the Avengers when the Avengers were formed. The new title card for the Marvel Studios.
Dude, this is amazing.
Studios. Right here. So we have fucking Doctor Strange, Wong, Bruce Banner, and you have Tony Stark. Now, what's interesting about this fucking shot right here is because, well, there's a hole in the ground. You see the hole. Oh, that's where he was blasted through. Everyone's turning around looking at something, whoever the fuck is in the doorway. But right here, that is part of the Illuminati.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did not see that.
And what's interesting now is that now Disney owns the fucking everything, so the Illuminati is complete. Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, Professor X, Black Panther, Namor, the Submariner, which is a Fantastic Four villain, Reed Richards, that's the fucking Illuminati. So I would not be surprised if we see the fucking Illuminati form like in the Marvel Universe soon, which is gonna be fucking sick. Also too, I just want to bring up a point. A lot of people were, of course, when you think about Infinity War, everyone thinks about the Infinity Gauntlet. storyline that was in the comic books. When I think the first Avengers came out, I started reading a new series that had came out for the Avengers. This not the Avengers, but for Marvel. This was after the Age of Ultron comic book, if I'm correct, and it was called Infinity. And supposedly this movie takes a lot from that Infinity series that came out, because I remember when I think I have the first 2 or 3 issues. It has a lot of these. It's like this actually. It has to do with Thanos's group, the Black Order. I don't know. I don't remember if that's what they were called in the comics, but they're in this movie. So which are his henchmen, his four hardcore motherfuckers. But anyways, here we go.
Like to lose, to feel so desperately.
Ooh,
Spider-Man.
The spider sense is back,
and it's literally fucking tingling. You can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking cool. So Tom Holland right there, Peter Parker in the school bus.
So he's like probably looking at some porn because he's a teenager.
Probably. And then there's a fucking portal. So shit's about to get fucking real.
But okay, it's funny because so everybody was probably being like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What? And he's just like that, and then he gets his spider sense tingling. I was like, dude, you don't need your spider sense for that.
I don't think anybody was looking, though.
I mean, unless it just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because I think he would have heard everybody, like, oh,
yeah.
Like, he wasn't paying attention, and yeah. Well, I don't know, but that's still
cool, though. I liked it.
Okay, so here we go. Now everyone's freaking out. Okay, so right here.
I like his jacket.
So, what do we see here? Those are dead as guardians, I think, if I'm correct, maybe?
Look at the...
Because I'm trying to look around, I saw this first person over here with the robe, so I don't know if maybe...
And then you had that person with tattoos and a mask.
So I don't know if maybe these were... Because that one over there has armor, so I was there like, okay, these are dead as guardians, or they're dead, whatchamacallit,
from the
monks from the temple from
but what was it, the temple's name?
Kathmandu,
yeah.
Let's see what we got here. I think that's what it's called. So Loki, this motherfucker. So the theory was that he stole the Tesseract at the end of Thor Ragnarok when they're going through the room, and Hela's all like, oh, that's not real, and she knocks off the fake Infinity Gauntlet, and she's like, well, that might be useful, and she looks at the Tesseract. So they're all like, well, Loki had to have fucking stole it. So now we know that he fucking stole the Tesseract, of course, because the dick that he is, right? He looks kind of pale here and scared. So
he's probably gonna give it to
Thanos.
Well,
this is what I'm thinking. I wanted to play this game with you called what did I want to call the game? I forgot what I want to call the game. Okay, let's do this. Who do you think is gonna die, and who do you want to die? So, one of the first ones that everyone's thinking is... I think the beginning of the movie is going to open up with Loki dying. That's what I think.
You think
Do I want him to die? Yes, I think he needs to
Dude,
go.
You're gonna be... But I fucking love this Loki.
I love him too, but I think he's already run his... He's been too flippy-floppy through the fucking... Like, it's already to the point where Thor's dumb. Like, no one should fucking trust him. Like, it was funny because I was thinking about Thor Ragnarok. Actually, I kind of want to talk about Thor Ragnarok, and then I don't. Because Taika Waititi's name came up for a movie, but we'll talk about that later. So anyways, he's with Thor, and Thor... I guess everyone forgot that he fucking killed Coulson.
Oh.
He fucking legit straight up killed him, like... with the fucking spear in the fucking chest, like, and everyone seems to fucking like
but then they maybe know that he's alive now, so
they don't know that he's alive. Everyone knows that everyone from what they know is Coulson's dead, which sucks because I'm starting to think that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is in the multiverse and it's an alternate reality where Coulson did survive. Because what I'm starting to think is that this universe, he is still dead, legit dead. And that the reason why there's hints to the Avengers in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is because it's an alternate universe where he did survive, or they did bring him back to life. Because I know you didn't see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they talked about him being revived. And because also, too, another thing that made me think this was that there's going to be later on, we're going to see these monsters that the Avengers are fighting in Wakanda. Now, those monsters were supposed to be designed in the designs were supposedly the monsters that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are fighting this season in space, but they had to change the design because something about if they used the same race, then they would have to cross Infinity War and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And supposedly this season, like before, I think Winter Soldier crossed into Agents of Shield. So whatever happened in Winter Soldier showed up in Agents of Shield. Age of Ultron, I think they hinted it, but they didn't show a lot. But what was I saying again?
That you want Loki dead.
No. The crossing of that I think it's an alternate universe. But yeah, that Loki, they've been having him around and he's just been fucking him over. Like every fucking time, that things get straightened out. A lot of it has to do with this motherfucker.
I don't think he's gonna die just yet because I see that somebody's using his he's using a scepter like the one he had on the Visions.
Yeah.
And I think he's using because I saw a part of like that.
Okay, well let's keep going. But I think he's okay. So
I don't think it's gonna the movie start. If he dies, he's not gonna die right at the beginning.
At the end of the trailer, we'll finish talking about who we think's gonna die. Yeah. All right, there we go. We get our first look at fucking Thanos coming through the fucking portal. And he's coming to Earth and he wants the fucking stones.
And he's pink as fuck.
Yeah, but here's Spider-Man, so...
Oh.
There's him in his new fucking suit and he's on that portal that he saw. If you guys... Honestly, you guys should check it out. The podcast that I listen to, it's called Weekly Planet, and it's, like I said, if you've seen any of the videos by Mr. Sunday Movies, he's one of the hosts, and they kind of did a breakdown like we're doing, but they dealt with a lot of theories that they thought was going on. And I think anyone who's interested in Infinity War and you want to learn more about the characters and more about the history of it, listen to those guys, because not only do they know stuff, but some of their theories were fucking insane. So their theory is that Spider-Man is one of the first responders to the thing, because they were saying that maybe reception goes out and no one can get a hold of each other, and that's why Spider-Man is there by himself, because I don't know if you remember at the end of Civil War, Captain America gave Iron Man the cell phone that if he ever needed him to call him. And there's a part in the beginning where Tony Stark's like, he's kind of like holding the helmet, the Iron Man helmet, and he's kind of beat down. The theory that they have is that Spider-Man gets there, he can't get a hold of Tony Stark. Tony Stark can't get a hold of Captain America. Some reason this thing is fucking jamming receptions and shit. That's why they're in the fucking Sanctorum and they're all like, what the fuck, right? That's why they're not all together. So that Spider-Man goes and that Pepper Potts can't get a hold of Tony and that she gets in the Iron Man suit. So when you see Iron Man get punched and go down, that it's Pepper in there and that she dies. And that's why Tony's holding the Iron Man helmet in the beginning, because she dies, because he looks all sad and stuff. And I was like,
that would be crazy.
That was their theory, and I was like, dude, that makes a lot of fucking sense. So if you guys want to hear more of that theory, listen to those guys. Those guys are fucking awesome.
So technically Thanos kills Rescue, and
yes, basically the first, because there's no one else here, and that's when the portal comes through. So let's keep watching it. So I think there's two portals or whatever, because you see Spider-Man holding one, and then you see, I think, if I'm correct, Thor's trying to stop something there, because that looks like a portal too. Yeah. Then right here, we're in Wakanda, and this is one of my favorite parts. Dude, the fucking memes that came out on that shit. Get this man a shield. When I fucking heard that, and I saw fucking Cap right there step out of the fucking shadows, I was like, dude, that's a fucking awesome line, dude. Like,
get this man a shield.
Get this man a shield, dude. And then there's I don't know if you saw the meme that I posted on our page.
Get this man this,
get this man. And I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. But I fucking love this, man. And then you see Cap with the fucking beard and the stash combo, and he looks pretty rugged, man.
Like he's been through a lot.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch right there. Okay, right here. So, of course, Hulkbuster suit, right? Now, if you look closely, that does not look like the Hulkbuster that we saw in Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Oh my god, I get Civil War and Age of Ultron confused.
But it could be like it's a Hulkbuster Mark II.
Well, here's the thing. That's what it could be too, but this is what people don't... I never saw this in any discussion. I was trying to bring it up to everybody, but of course you get lost in the internet. I mean, in the comment sections or whatever. Nobody on a podcast mentioned this either, but one thing I do know about Iron Man armor and about the Hulkbusters is that there's multiple busters. There's even a Thor Buster suit. So there was in the comics... there was something that happened where in case Thor went rogue or something, they had to have something that could stand up against Thor, because Thor is one of the more powerful Avengers. Well, he made a suit called the Thor Buster. So it kind of looks like the Destroyer, but You remember the story from
Yeah.
the first Thor movie? Okay, kind of looks like that, but it's in Thor. It's in Iron Man colors. So it was designed to go up against
Thor.
Yeah, to go up against Thor if they needed to. Now, of course, the Hulkbuster was made to go up against Hulk if he needed to. Now, if you look at this one, the helmet looks really weird. Now, people are thinking like, okay, with the way it moved, that either Hulk's in there in that suit, somebody else is. My theory is that that's a different Buster suit. That's not a Hulk Buster. That's not a Thor Buster. That might be like a fucking Thanos Buster suit or something. Like that's another version of a Buster suit is what I'm thinking. Because it even looks different.
Yeah.
Even like everyone was saying different things. Like, oh well, their biggest question was who's in the suit, right? I guess we can go to that later. Me and you can talk about that. But no one talked about, that this is a totally different suit to go up against something else. Because some people are saying that the Hulk's in there. That maybe that he got hit so hard that he couldn't transform back, but later on you see him running in Wakanda as the Hulk. Yeah. So my guess, and I'm gonna take the guess right here and fucking throw down that that's a different fucking. But you might be. I never thought about what you said either. That it's a Mark II Hulk.
Yeah, it could be like a Mark II.
But I don't think I can't see them going up against the Hulk in this movie. Like
no. I mean,
yeah.
no.
So I don't see why they would need a Hulk Buster.
But they might see how powerful Thanos is, and like we need something powerful. So,
AKA the Thanos Buster.
Yeah, like
so
that.
I'm gonna
kind of like on the first Avengers movie where they were using that container to contain Loki, and they were like it was meant to contain
the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they might have done something like that.
Let's go on here. Doctor Strange doing his portal thingy. This fucking right here. So those right there, those aliens that they're fighting were the design that were supposed to cross over with Agents of Shield, and they ended up doing it. Now these guys are actually in the comic books too. They're the Outriders. So the Outriders are genetically modified. It's a genetically modified species that Thanos created, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. So these are his minions, like, cause the Black Order are his.
Wait! I just noticed something.
Or his assassins,
Remember the number that I gave at the beginning, where it was 103?
Yeah. It went up.
Yeah, it went up.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, but it went up by the thousands.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure. So what's gonna go up after we release this video? Because I mean, this fucking trailer is sick, man. It's funny because I saw the Justice League trailer and I was hyped for it, but then when the new trailer started coming out, I started losing interest. Dude, this one's
yeah.
But and the reason why I bring up Justice League is because I want to talk about it at the end too. So right here, the Outriders, Black Panther. You saw, Spider-Man right here. You see, so this was the whole theory where they were talking about first responders. Spider-Man was going up. You see two people go up against Thanos in this trailer. Spider-Man and whoever's in that Iron Man suit. And then right here, of course, you see Tony Stark in that same spot, or in that same, because he's there too. Tony Stark's there, but he's not in the suit. He's holding the helmet right here, and he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So, see, like he's like kind of crying. Right here, you think Vision's gonna die?
No, I don't know. Does he die if the stone gets removed from the forehead?
I don't know. I actually really don't know that, but people were saying
because I remember the Vision as being the classic yellow guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I remember him. I don't remember this variant of him.
No, yeah, he was because
the
thing was he was red and yellow.
Yeah, well, yeah,
and green.
But
this one's more red and blue and some other color. But no, what were you gonna say?
I mean, isn't he like a cyborg or something like that?
It's like he's like a android thing.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Android.
But that's kind of what he is here, because basically in the comics too is what he was made from Jarvis. So let's go in here. So Thanos getting I like how it looked like it's magnetized, like it just goes. Yeah. Okay, so Thanos gets some. So right here. I think so. Boom.
Boom.
Okay, so right there, they were saying that it looks like a girl in the suit, like how it goes down. Like
no, but
they're saying that Tony would have gone at him with with the repulsors or something, like not fly at him and take a fucking punch to the face. Because they're saying that that Iron Man's more.
It could be that they were like using the repulsor, and Thanos is just like crushes the hands, and he's just like, I can't do shit. And then he fucking.
Well, why would you fly at him head first?
Wait, and then he uses his what's it called, the beam in the chest, the
unibeam.
The unibeam, and then Thanos is like, man, get this shit out of the way, and he's like, shit, I'm just like,
I don't
what?
think.
And boom.
I want to follow the theories that the guys said, and I don't think that's Tony in the suit.
Well, I mean, it could be.
So you have two different teams that we see in this trailer. You have the New York team is those who are in New York. You have Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Hulk, Iron Man, Wong. I think that's it. And then you have this team. You have whoever was in Wakanda when we saw Bucky get frozen at the end of Civil War. Yeah, Civil War. So you got Bucky, Captain America, Black Panther, Black Widow. There's a Hulkbuster there. Shit, I kind of want to go.
Just go back.
How do you go back?
Just go up, and then go back.
Okay, so let's do this again.
Does put a smile on my face.
Oh, and then you got a Falcon. So that's a big team that we got there. I think it's right. Let's see if I can do it on time. Right there. So you see, supposedly this was what people were saying, that if you freeze one frame, you could see the Hulk and the Hulkbuster fighting together. And an Iron Man shouldn't be here, but Bruce Banner was the one working on the hand. So I don't know if that's the Hulk over there. There was something green there. Oh, maybe not. You got Falcon. You got the Outriders running. Man, Black Panther hauls ass. There's War Machine up there. Actually, did not see him until now.
Shoot.
So you got War Machine up there. Falcon over there. You got the Hulk. I don't know who's that back there. Black Panther, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Black Widow. This girl that's one of Black Panther's bodyguards. Who is that? There's somebody back there. So one guy that they said that was not seen, that people were trying to find, was Hawkeye. Hawkeye's supposedly not in the trailer, and people were trying to look for him. And we're like, well, Hawkeye, where would he have been? Because he was in jail with these guys. And Ant-Man's not in the trailer, and they're like, no, Ant-Man's in the trailer, but he's just really small. You can't see him. Yeah. Let's see. I don't see Hawkeye either. And then that fucking logo is sweet. The teaser poster that I shared on Instagram and the Facebook page was fucking sick. Thor missing his eye. The Guardians of the fucking Galaxy, dude. Like, dude, when I saw it, dude, I was at work and I was like, oh my god.
Dude, dude, that's not even that far away.
Dude, 5 more months, dude.
Dude, but the thing is, this is only part 1, though.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Originally, it was part 1 and part 2. We still don't know. I think we're going to find out at Comic-Con. Well, we're not going, but when the Comic-Con news comes out. So this is Infinity War. This is one thing. If I'm correct, Avengers 4 is supposed to be, like, of course it's connected, but it's not a part to this. Like, it's something else. It might be like the aftermath or something, or I have no idea, but it's not a part 1 and part 2 anymore. So whatever Avengers 4 is, it's not going to be called Infinity War or something. It's going to be called something
So they're just going to do the whole thing right off the bat.
Well, no. It's going to continue, but it's not going to be called, because this is basically what the original thought was, that Infinity War is going to be split into 2 parts. So it was going to be the same war fought, like split into 2 movies. But what it is this is Infinity War. Then the next part might be something like something like Ultimatum or something. I'm just throwing things out there. But so May 2018, guys. And what's funny is that Avengers 4 is filming now, or I think it wrapped and they're in post production. But news for Avengers 4 should be coming out when this gets released, which is gonna be fucking crazy, dude. Like, just basically from here on until May 2019, it's just gonna be fucking insane. Like just waiting, because as soon as we see this, everyone's gonna be dying to see fucking Avengers 4, which is fucking crazy, dude. Like, and it's like you said, dude, if you die in the next 2 years, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Because all this shit that's coming out, dude, is just fucking mind blowing, dude. Do you have anything to say about Infinity War before we go on?
No, dude, this is amazing, though.
Okay, so let's finish playing this real quick. Who do you want to die, and who do you think's gonna die?
Okay, who do I want?
Who do you want to die?
Okay, I want. It's a hard one, man. It's a hard one. I want. Shit. I want. My God, I don't know. Okay, wait. Who's like a person that I don't like?
Well, let's make it easier. Maybe you don't want anybody to die, but who do you think's gonna die? Let's do it that way.
I think RDJ is gonna, just like late. Yeah, that's it.
Who else? You can name multiples.
I think it's gonna be either Captain America and Iron Man.
Okay.
That are gonna die, and I think those are it. I mean, because I've heard that like ever since like Age of Ultron, like we've been hearing that Captain America, yeah, that's it. Like it's the last movie.
Yeah.
Then I've been hearing about Iron Man's last movie and whatever. But I haven't heard any of the other characters. So I mean, I'm guessing those are kind of like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
So, yeah, it's what's crazy because there's a lot of like there's things being released about characters, like the actors are releasing stuff from Avengers 4. So like for instance, Jeremy Renner's been posting stuff about Avengers 4. So Hawkeye is still alive in Avengers 4, but it all depends about what happens here. Like maybe whatever happens, somebody gets revived. We don't know. I think we were talking about this earlier. I think Loki's gonna die. My fucking guess is that he's gonna die in the beginning of the movie. I think he's gonna die. Do I want him to die? Yeah, I want him to die. I like Loki a lot, but I think it would fit with the story going forward, even with Thor's story going forward, because supposedly they want to make another Thor. They want to make a sequel yet to Ragnarok. That I think they're done with Loki. I think Loki's fucking done enough damage. Tony Stark, I think he's gonna die too.
Yeah, I think he's gonna die for sure.
I think he's gonna die. Do I want him to die? I think yes, only because Age of Ultron was his fault. There was a lot of shit that was like.
So he's gonna die just because it was his fault?
Dude,
is that what you're trying to say?
Well, because of him. Because okay, if Age of Ultron, if he wouldn't have talked Bruce Banner into making Ultron, then the whole Sokovia thing wouldn't have happened. The Accords wouldn't have happened. Civil War wouldn't have happened. There was a lot of things that would not have happened if he would have listened to Bruce Banner when the whole Ultron thing happened. But I mean, only because the reason why I say I want him to die is because I think his attitudes already hurt the team a lot, and maybe it's time for a new Iron Man. Because in the comics you have Riri Williams, who was Iron Man, and then maybe you can have someone else take up the mantle of Iron Man too. Who else? So I'm gonna call Loki, Iron Man. Some people were calling Spider-Man dying and then being revived, because of course we already know he's gonna be in the movies later, but they were giving a call.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna die. I think he's just gonna get the shit kicked out of him.
Maybe War Machine.
Maybe.
So that's what I have on that. I'm just super fucking excited to see this movie. So you want to move on from Infinity War and talk about some more stuff before we close out? Okay, so real quick, let me throw out some other big news that came out.
Go.
Detective Pikachu coming out May 2019, the same month as Avengers 4. Ryan Reynolds has been cast as Pikachu. So that was fucking crazy. Everybody went on, woo, dude. When I heard that, I was like, that's pretty cool. I liked that, dude. Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
As Pikachu. It's like, yeah, as Pikachu. I don't know. I can't see it.
I was trying to do that too in my head, but I was like, oh my god, dude. But you know what I think the movie is gonna be? This is what I think they're gonna do. I think it's gonna be, because you know how Pokemon can't talk, right? We know that. So what I think, it's either gonna be one of those things where Pikachu is gonna be like a Meowth and he learned how to talk. That's why he can talk. Or it's gonna be one of those things that Pikachu is talking and we can hear him talk, but for the plot, but the people in the movie can't. So I hope they do this. I hope that he has to talk to other Pokemon, and other Pokemon are gonna be talking too, but they're gonna be other actors that we don't know yet. Yeah. So like what I'm thinking is like maybe like they couldn't get Danny DeVito to do Pikachu, but he'll like be Venusaur. Oh. And dude, I'd be like, dude, that'd be so fucking awesome. Like, but that's what I think they're gonna do. I think that it's a guess that it's gonna be Pikachu talking that we can hear, so that the plot can go on.
But what would the premise of the movie? What would the plot be like?
I don't know if it was real, but I saw a teaser poster that I don't know if maybe it was like a promo one in Japan, because Japan had gotten that trailer before. That something about Ash being missing, and that they were gonna look for Ash. I don't know, but Pokemon also too. There's a new Pokemon coming out. Another new Pokemon movie coming out next year, done by the people who do Attack on Titan, and some other, like, supposedly the art style is gonna change a little bit too. But a new Pokemon movie's coming out, and there's like some big anime. What's the word I'm looking for? Big anime hands that are gonna be working on this new Pokemon movie. So I think it was like Attack on Titan and some. Well, also too, speaking about anime, I don't know if we should see this too. Did you see the Batman Ninja trailer?
Oh no!
Dude, check that out right now. That
Alright.
was one of the things that I shared on the Facebook page, and dude, I am so fucking pumped for this, dude.
Let's see.
Like Batman in fucking fucking samurai period Japan. I want to say it's like feudal Japan, and just so many fucking Batman characters in here. And DC Universe characters in here that are
I mean,
there it is.
I've been putting that.
Okay,
to the
check
side.
this out. It's fucking sick, dude. You have Joker in a mech suit.
Attention, please,
Dude, oh my god. Harley Quinn's in here, Catwoman, dude, Gorilla Grodd, dude, just keep your eye, dude, this is by the guys who did, Afro Samurai, the Afro Samurai anime. There was a whole, okay, check this out.
All right. Oh shit.
No,
Dude, I'm telling
that's
you,
not
DC is the master of animated stuff.
Oh yeah, they are.
A new Batman story. And it's in Japanese, one
Yes.
more kid. From the top creators of Japan. Oh. Oh. Kill la Kill. Oh!
I don't know if you saw that, but all the Robins are behind him.
Yeah. Oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's a good one.
There's a Nightwing, Deathstroke, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Robin, Harley Quinn, Catwoman. Oh my god, I can't wait to see this. Two-Face, Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, shoot.
I love that scream, man. It sounds sick.
Damn, son.
So, I have a feeling that this is gonna be a limited release by.
And I don't know what the hell that is.
It was a mech. There was another trailer that showed it, but he had like some kind of Ready Player One.
Oh, that's
two.
Trailer 2?
Okay, let's watch that too.
Okay.
Let's pause that. But what I think is that they're gonna have a limited release in theaters by Fathom Events, dude. If they do, we're gonna go see that, dude, in theaters, dude. Because
Hell yeah.
I saw one of the Tekken movies, animated movies, in theaters. I saw Pokemon in theaters, so I was lucky to see a lot of these.
What the hell is that?
Jerry Springer, but
So that's always been like fake?
Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
From what I know, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Ready Player One trailer 2. I didn't see this. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs in this thing, and not Easter eggs, but characters.
My name's Wade Watts. My dad picked that name because it sounded like a superhero's alter ego, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner. But he died when I was a kid. My mom too. And I ended up here.
In Columbus, Ohio.
I gotta read the book.
That's a badass bet, though.
Yeah.
There's nowhere left to go.
Was there shit here that I didn't see?
Nowhere
Thought I
Not
saw
yet.
Harley Quinn there.
No, not yet.
except the Oasis. A whole virtual universe.
Oh, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. DeLorean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there was a Deathstroke and Harley Quinn
Deathstroke,
right there.
yeah.
Because of all the things they can be.
Oh, they already have those suits.
The only place that feels like I mean anything.
That's a Just Dance, right?
Brainchild of
I think
James
so.
Halliday.
Hello. If you're watching this, I'm dead. I created a hidden object, an Easter egg. The first person to find the egg will inherit $500 billion and total control of the Oasis itself.
Tron. The Tron bike right there.
Who is this?
Oh my god, I can't wait for this fucking movie. Kind of reminds me of Gamer.
Nothing less than a war for control of the future.
That looked like Death Race to me.
Welcome to the rebellion. Wait.
King Kong.
King Kong, yeah.
Pause it.
Oh, what was it? What was it? What was it?
Go back.
Okay, let me go back. Oh, cool. We can go frame. Where was it? It was right. Wait, did I go?
No, you're going the other way.
Right here, right after
there.
explosion?
Yeah. All right, be ready to pause it.
With the ice people, right?
Welcome to the
Wait,
rebellion.
right after that.
Okay. Come on.
Right there.
Ah, okay, what is it? What we got?
So you see Battletoads right there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You see Battletoads. There's more there. Okay, you see. Just do like a double tap. Again.
Okay, we see Battletoads coming more into the picture. What is that big thing over there? That's got to be from something. That big gold thing over there on the left.
Okay, do it again. Once again, real quick. Wait. Oh, that's a good shot. Let's see. Press up.
Oh my god, it'd be so up. Okay.
Like up again. All right. Oh shit, I don't see anything else. Okay.
Okay, let's go on.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I see the Tron.
The Tron bikes. Okay, we can do that with these. What the fuck? It's weird.
I see Just Dance. Is that
Harley Quinn and Joker? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good shot. Okay, there we go.
All right,
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
You have Tracer. What the fuck is that thing on the left?
Is that Rocket Raccoon?
I mean, I want to say that's what it could have been, but it looks like a rat or a mouse or a fucking rabbit or something. Nah, that's a rabbit.
That's a rabbit.
It has big ears. What else is in there? You see anything else? The skeletons.
Go.
I didn't know it was about an Easter egg. This is pretty fucking sick. That. Oh, Voltron?
Oh shoot! That is Voltron.
I think that was Voltron. Let's see. Do we see anything here?
Is that go a little bit back?
Ah, I'm gonna go forward. I can't do that.
There you go. That's Voltron for you.
That's not Voltron.
No,
that's Gundam, isn't it? Yeah, that's a Gundam.
That's a Gundam. Yeah. Is that
Chucky? Yeah.
All right.
Yep, it's Chucky.
That's Chucky.
We see anything here?
No.
Help us save the Oasis.
Iron Giant.
Iron Giant.
Oh my god, so that was fucking awesome. So I can't wait to see that fucking movie. Wow, somebody actually did a fucking breakdown of every Easter egg. I don't want to see that, but we tried our best. Movies. Okay, so we were talking about Pokemon movie. We saw Ready Player One. Let's talk about some other movies just really quick. Spider-Man. This is weird because the Spider-Man universe, the Venom movie is going forward. I don't know if you saw the logo for it. It's like a classic 90s Todd McFarlane kind of logo that they're using. It's supposed to be like he's supposed to look like the legit 90s Venom.
Oh, like the one with the big ass...
because that's like the dark, the fucking Eddie Brock Venom from the 90s. That's the one that he's supposed to...
The one that kind of looks like, with the lighting, kind of has like a
like
red...
a bluish...
red bluish tint.
So, that also, too, speaking of that, right now they're looking at Woody Harrelson to play Carnage. And I was like, dude, that's going to be sick. So they're trying to get him into the movie. The reason why I brought up Spider-Man was because Sony has their Spider-Man universe, and Spider-Man's not fucking in it. The next movie that they announced is Morbius the Living Vampire. So they're working on a Morbius movie. Then they still got Silver and Black, what has to do with Silver Sable and Black Cat. Mm-hmm. It's weird because what I'm thinking they're doing is they're taking all of Spider-Man's cool villains and they're making them fight bigger villains to kind of be like a hero. Because Venom, how can you make Venom the good guy if you don't have Spider-Man to make him a bad guy? Bring in Carnage. Carnage is a fucking beast. So you're going to have Venom be the hero. Then if you go to Silver Sable and Black Cat, they're going to be a team up that they're really not bad guys. They're just like kind of, they flip-flop back and forth. Yeah, they can be, they're kind of like, they're kind of like what the Suicide Squad would be. They're like, oh, we're bad guys, is what we do, but they do good stuff.
Yeah.
Then now you got Morbius, a living vampire, which Blade was after him too in the comics and all that bullshit. So I'm thinking that that actually might be a good way for them to. Oh no, but Blade's owned by Marvel now again. But anyways, so I wanted to tell you that Morbius, a living vampire. Then talking about X-Men, I don't know if a lot of this shit's going to get scrapped, but James Franco has been cast as Multiple Man. I don't know if you remember Multiple Man from X3. That Magneto released him from the
Damn,
thing. So,
I hate James Franco as it is,
okay.
and then having him multiple times.
He's gonna. I said as long as Seth Rogen is in the movie, I'm fine. But I posted this on the Facebook page too, so he's gonna be. I forgot what his name is. I even have a card of this guy. But he's gonna be. It's gonna be a solo movie. For Multiple Man, and it's gonna be James Franco. He's cast, so I don't know. Now that Disney owns him, I don't know if they're just gonna scrap that or whatever, or continue with the X-Men universe. So I talked about Spider-Man. I talked about that. I want to talk about Justice League. Did you see Justice League?
No, I have not.
I didn't either, and some of my friends are telling me that. Well, friends on Facebook that I went to school with and stuff are saying don't even watch. It's not worth it. That it was a disappointment. Speaking of that. Since Justice League was a disappointment box office wise for WB, they are announcing that they don't want Zack's. Well, they announced that there's going to be changes now, so they kind of took some movies off of their schedules and they're moving some around. Mm-hmm. And from now on, Zack Snyder's not doing anything anymore, directing wise. They don't want Zack Snyder touching anything director wise because I think he helped produce Suicide Squad, but he wasn't. He was just a producer. So he's not going to be directing any of that stuff anymore. Also, on top of that, Batman. Ben Affleck is not Batman. It's not going to be Batman anymore. So the one that's going to be done by we talked about the movie. I forgot his name. The director is going to be doing the Batman solo movie. It's not going to be Ben Affleck. He's casting somebody else. So Ben Affleck, I think. It's one more movie or one more cameo that he's gonna have as Batman, and then after that's gonna be somebody else. So this universe is gonna be kind of weird because we're gonna have another Batman. They're saying that what's his name from Walking Dead? Negan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That Jeffrey Dean Morgan's they're gonna bring in the I don't know if it's called the multiverse in DC. I think
the Flashpoint paradox.
Yeah, so like that he's gonna take over.
That
Batman.
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, everybody wants it because he played his dad in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was just a whole bunch of bullshit, and then the whole thing with them CG that supposedly in the movie it's like cringe. It's cringing to see. Did we talk about the whole thing where what's his name? Henry Cavill and his beard, and like so he was supposed to be doing Mission Impossible, so he was gonna go back to do reshoots for Justice League, but that Warner Brothers offered them to pay for the CGI for them to CGI back on Henry Cavill's mustache for Mission Impossible, right? Because he had grown a mustache for Mission Impossible. So what happened was he came back for reshoots. This studio said, no, we have him. You're doing reshoots. He can't fucking shave by contract. So Warner Brothers said, no, we'll pay for the CGI if you let him shave so we can do research for Justice League. Because there were supposed to be the black suits, Superman in it and all this bullshit, right? Which all got cut from the movie. So what happened was, you have not seen the memes?
No.
Okay, so there's memes where like it's a straight up picture from the fucking movie where what they did was they CGI removed his beard and his mustache. So it just looks like more skin on him. And they're saying that it looks fucking horrible. And there's a let me show you the picture real quick. There's a picture here. If you Google it real quick, it'll pop up. There's memes that were done on it. But anyways, so that was one of the things that went on with the Justice League and so right here, Justice League, Superman CGI. So basically, it's this meme where it's like his jaw, and actually, so that's it right there. and they released the minutes too of some of the footage from the movie. Actually, well, that's a foreign one, but they released 3 minutes of it so people could see it. But that's how his face looked in the movie because they had to CGI off his beard and his mustache. And then there's another thing connected to that. We just saw the Infinity War trailer, and at the end, Peter Quill has a mustache, and they're saying that's the first time that Peter Quill has a mustache since we've seen him, and that they did that on purpose to kind of be like, oh, look, we can CGI off and on a mustache, because they're saying that what they did was Thor, remember when they first had that teaser, he had both eyes, and I'm like, oh no, he lost his eye. So what they did was they CGI'd his eye back on the trailers and on the shit like that. They wouldn't spoil the movie. So now that the movie was out, they went ahead and gave him the missing eye. It was like, oh, we saw Ragnarok. So they have Peter Quill with the mustache, and what they're saying is that they did it on purpose, so when the movie comes out, he's not going to have the mustache, because they're going to show how easy it is. Like, fuck you, WB, but just as a little joke. But only time will tell on that. And then also, actually, I think that's all I have, because there was a lot of other news, but I don't think we're going to be able to get into it, because there's just a whole bunch of shit that we can talk about next episode. But yeah, that was the main things that I thought that we should have discussed.
Damn, so many things, and just like only 2-3 topics, man. That's a lot of shit.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff. I kind of feel like, also too, I just going back real quick to the Disney and Fox deal. I forgot about it, but now me and you are a big fan of. Even though I haven't been reading them, I've been keeping up with what's supposed to be happening though. Boom Studios, the Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Well, now Disney owns part of Boom Studios because Fox had part of Boom Studios. So now Disney owns some of that. So people were saying, well, what does that do to? Supposedly, now Disney has a buy in the Power Rangers again. Yeah. So, yeah, dude.
Oh.
I don't know. I kind of wish Disney would buy Saban back and actually do. I don't know, like, but incorporate them in the Marvel universe, because Power Rangers were part of the Marvel universe back in the 90s. But I was thinking if they did do that, they should do it that way and put them in not under the Marvel umbrella. Well, no, that won't work, because I like what Boom's doing. I don't want that.
Boom is doing great stuff.
Well, I don't know. They were saying something about that the deal had something to do with Power Rangers or whatever. But yeah, I just thought you would find that interesting. Boom Studios, they have a share in that now.
Disney is just like becoming the monopoly of entertainment.
And Simpsons predicted it.
Well,
there's
like everything.
They said, I think it was 10 years ago or something, and they screenshot it. Where I remember the episode too. It says Fox, right? Something. Well, of course, because they're done by Fox. And at the bottom and right under it says a division of Walt Disney Entertainment. And then, of course, yeah. And then also too, the whole thing with the other thing they predicted, Trump being president.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, that's all the stuff that we could squeeze out this episode for episode 40.
Without keeping it 1 hour and a half almost. Yeah. Like going into like 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the podcasts I listen to, believe it or not, that talk about this stuff, they go up to 2 hours, dude.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, I think that if we did, we'd be here, especially since we missed 3 weeks. There's a whole bunch of shit to talk about.
Yeah, we would be here till tomorrow.
Because I think we were, 2 weeks behind on Infinity War?
Yeah.
1 week behind or something like that. Yeah. But anyways, well, I guess if you want to say anything, all I want to say is I'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next time then.
I hope next week.
Hopefully.
We'll talk about more geek stuff. So,
later.